Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, local students and their parents are talking about skipping school this week after multiple threats against local high schools were reported by the Manatee County School District on Friday. The threats were discovered after the deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida, and included one handwritten note that was threatening violence at Manatee High School. That's where ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us live tonight after speaking with some nearby students and parents. Erica?
Good evening, Adam. Bradenton police say a Manatee High School student found a note threatening a shooting at the school at 12:15 p.m. on Thursday. Police are still investigating where that note came from while taking proactive measures like increasing police presence at the school to keep students safe.
I don't think that my life should be put at risk for going to school.
It's a place where children should feel safe. But some students like Jordan Sword are afraid they will walk into school one morning and never come out.
I've been making sure my teachers lock their doors and follow everything that they're supposed to be doing.
I feel like I'm in a nightmare sometimes.
Maria Mello doesn't want to worry about her daughter's safety after a threatening note surfaced targeting Manatee High. So she's keeping her daughter home from school on Tuesday and the next day and the next day until she feels it's safe enough to return.
I don't think it's worth getting hurt, and since somebody has gone to the extreme of letting us know that they're going to do something on Thursday, I'm going to listen.
Children should not have anxiety about whether or not they're safe, because it would be very difficult to learn and focus on your schoolwork.
School board chairman Scott Hopes doesn't recommend keeping students home from school. District officials are enforcing new operating procedures and making sure doors, gates, and locks are secure. After multiple threats against Manatee County schools surfaced on social media last week, school board members visited schools on Friday, looking for challenges and ways to improve.
We've got infrastructure issues, we've got human resource issues. But there are things that we can do now.
Hopes warns parents to be prepared for major security changes at all schools. The district is considering implementing new technology, including an electric locking system.
Most likely it will mean that you'll have one way to get into your child's school, and you're going to need ID. Much like when you're going into a hospital.
But until Bradenton police ID the person responsible for making the recent threat, Jordan will stay far away from the Manatee High School campus with many unanswered questions.
Why it was our school, and why, if somebody were to do this as a joke, why would they do it?
Manatee High School faculty and the school board will meet separately behind closed doors this week to discuss current and new security procedures. And Governor Rick Scott plans to meet with legislators and local school leaders, including those here in Manatee County, to discuss ways to keep students safe throughout the state of Florida. Reporting live at Manatee High School, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. And new tonight, another school in Sarasota County is warning parents about a possible threat. In an email from Riverview High School Principal Kathy Wilkes to parents tonight, she says the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has received an anonymous tip about a possible shooting threat to students. She writes, quote, "The tip was vague and did not include specifics such as a date and time, but the caller said the student who made the threat could possibly be a male student with tattoos on his arm. The message does not say anything about cancellations. Anyone with information about the student or threat is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office immediately. You can find the Sheriff's Office 2 hotline numbers provided in that email attached to this story on our website, mysuncoast.com. And before that threat was made, the Sarasota County School District announced they are asking the community for feedback regarding school safety and security prior to an upcoming school safety task force meeting they'll be having with Governor Rick Scott on Tuesday in Tallahassee. If you would like to submit your own feedback, you can go to mysuncoast.com. We'll have a link up to the county's feedback form, and that feedback will be accepted through February 28th. Florida high school students who survived the deadly shooting at Marjorie Douglas Stoneman High School are channeling their emotion by urging protests for more gun safety. They are calling for a nationwide student and teacher walkout on March 14th to fight for tighter firearm regulations and promote anti-gun violence demonstrations in Washington and other cities on March 24th.
The people who are out there, the kids who need to take part in this, are kids, everyday kids just like us. There are students who need to understand that this can very quickly happen to them.
And Good Morning America will have an exclusive interview with the family that took in alleged school shooter Nicholas Cruz. You can watch that first TV interview right here live on GMA tomorrow. Among this heightened sense of security around the nation, a disturbing video posted on Snapchat is catching a lot of attention. That video showing a security guard at a South Florida school standing on top of a school building and pretending to point a gun at students. Franklin White gives us a closer look.
This 6-second video is spreading fast and quickly forcing fear among students at Ronald Reagan Senior High School in Doral.
I have fear now going to school, and I don't want that.
In the video posted by students on Snapchat, you can see who the school system confirms is the school's security guard standing on the school's roof pretending to point a gun at nearby students.
Our kids don't need to be around that.
Parents outraged and too furious to even show their face say to see the video just days after a deadly mass shooting spree in Parkland is disturbing.
The security is supposed to be here to protect or make our kids feel safe, and to be acting like they have guns shooting down at them, I mean, it's not something someone would feel safe about. They're concerned.
Miami-Dade officials responding to the video and telling 7 News it was taken weeks ago but was recently brought to their attention. They go on to say the employee has been removed from the school and will not be returning pending the outcome of the investigation. Because the employee's actions demonstrated a serious lack of judgment, the outcome of the investigation could result in disciplinary action up to and including dismissal.
He wasn't a bad security guard, but I don't know what made him want to do that.
Now, as the school system continues their investigation, both parents and students are hoping incidents like this are taken more seriously.
Not the way a kid's supposed to feel when they're in school. They're supposed to be here to, to learn and feel safe, and it's not happening anymore.
It makes the rest of us fear about our school, and we would just want to go to school to learn and be safe.
And that school guard's name has not been released. A follow-up now on a hit-and-run crash that happened on US 301 last night that we first reported. Sarasota police say thanks to a tip from a Good Samaritan, they have located the car involved, but they are still searching for the driver. The crash involved a motorcycle and an older model minivan. The minivan left the scene, but their front bumper was left behind. At least one victim suffered serious injuries. After the sudden, unexpected passing of a young Venice woman this week, the community is coming together to help her family during this difficult time. Friends of Kim Schultz say last week the 27-year-old went to the doctor for a sinus infection, came to work as a server at Tony's Chicago Beef in South Venice on Wednesday and Thursday, and then passed away suddenly Friday evening. Now the community is reaching out to help with a raffle and silent auction at Tony's Chicago Beef. Jamie Judge, Kim's friend and manager at the restaurant, says when she heard the news, they knew they had to do something for that family.
You shouldn't have to worry about funeral expenses, and I'm just trying to take as much stress as possible off the family. She was just always happy, bubbly, never had a bad day. Loved the beach and her cowboy boots, and everybody loves her, obviously. We've been open for like 10 minutes and it's full.
Judge says she is amazed by the response from the community and local businesses who have offered their support with items to raffle off. All proceeds from today's event will go to Kim's family. Well, let's take it over to Wendy Ross for a check on our First Alert weather forecast. Wendy, wrapping up a beautiful weekend. What's ahead?
It really was. It was a gorgeous weekend once again today. We had a little bit of fog early this morning, and then we were left with nothing but clear skies around our area. A little bit of rain well to our north, not coming here. And we are looking at a beautiful evening also for tonight. And right now you can see we don't even have any clouds around. So we're looking at 76 degrees, fair skies out there, dew point at 57 degrees. And the humidity is low as well. Winds are coming in out of the west-northwest, right off the Gulf of Mexico at around 8 miles per hour. And we are looking at fair skies really just about everywhere with the exception of Venice. They've got a few clouds right now. Temperatures for all in the 70s. And for the rest of your evening, we're looking at temperatures dropping down into the 60s tonight. Mostly fair skies to partly cloudy conditions. And we are looking for a very nice night tonight. We'll let you know how the work week is shaping up. That's all coming up in just a minute. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. And it's not a full work week because tomorrow is President's Day, and as we honor the birth of our first president and all of those who followed, remember, many government offices will also be taking the day off. Here's a list in case you plan on running any errands tomorrow. All Sarasota and Manatee County libraries will be closed, along with Sarasota and Manatee County government offices. Sarasota and Manatee area transit, however, will operate normal daily routes, and garbage, yard waste, and recyclables will be collected as usual. And for a more in-depth list of those holiday closures in our area, you can visit our website, mysuncoast.com. Well, still to come here on ABC 7 with this year's flu epidemic hitting kids especially hard, how to recognize the early warning signs. Plus, the annual event Thunder by the Bay returning to Sarasota with a different venue, how guests feel about that new location.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
The flu has led to 20 pediatric deaths so far this year. One of the flu strains spreading this season, H3N2, is affecting children more than most. According to the CDC, the best way for parents to protect their children is to get them vaccinated every year. Recognizing flu warning signs are critical too. Among them, if your child is having trouble breathing or breathing fast, has bluish skin color, or is not waking up or not interacting, or is unusually irritable.
As soon as they have symptoms and they suspect they might have flu, they should call their doctor right away because they could benefit from early treatment with antiviral drugs.
The virus itself can become so severe that it can result in death alone, but on top of that, the flu also weakens the immune system, which can lead to a bacterial infection. The annual motorcycle and music festival Thunder by the Bay is back in Sarasota, but it's been a quiet weekend downtown. That's because the festival is now located at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds. Organizers say the event outgrew downtown Sarasota and needed a larger space. It was held at the Premier Sports Complex in Lakewood Ranch last year, but Manatee County recently purchased that property at the end of the year, so now it's back in Sarasota, and organizers are hoping to make the fairgrounds the festival's new permanent location.
This is perfect. It's centrally located, a lot of room, hotels are near here, and you're only a mile and a half from downtown.
Organizers expect 50,000 people will have attended over the weekend and estimate that event will hopefully bring around $8 million in economic impact. And last year they struggled with weather. Could not have been more opposite this year. They really they nailed it in terms of picking a weekend.
It was a gift to all. If you like motorcycles or you just want to go to the beach or you want to do outdoor activity. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous today. In fact, we're going to take a live look. Look at this view. I mean, is this just the most beautiful? It doesn't even look real, does it? I mean, this is what it looks like out on Sarasota Bay. Just some high, thin clouds out there. Nothing to produce any rain. It's the perfect evening. Once again, last night, this night, and this is what it looks like right now, Sarasota Bay. So we just had a gorgeous day today. Temperatures got up to 80 for the daytime high. 57 was the overnight low. So we had a cool start to the day, and then it warmed up so nicely. But our temperatures once again above normal, and they are going to stay there for the rest of this week. As you can see, readings right now are still in the 80s for some locations east and away from the water. And then at the water, we're looking at temperatures that are 70, 71 degrees on Siesta Key, 76 Sarasota, Bradenton 77, and Venice 74 degrees right now. So our weather headlines coming up. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight. If you want to take a walk, if you want to go for a swim, oh gosh, you can't be a Floridian if you want to go for a swim tonight. It's still too cold for that. Fog will develop by the early morning hours, and then by the middle part of this week, it's going to start to feel a little muggy out there as dew points begin to rise. But we are looking at beautiful sky conditions right now for the next several hours. And then we're going to start to see the fog coming in from the central part of the state, overtaking us along the west coast of Florida. And then it's going to move out very quickly during the morning hours. You're going to notice a shift in the winds coming in primarily out of the east-southeast, and that's going to prevail for the next couple of days. So we've got a cold front to our north. That frontal system is going to begin to fade, and high pressure is going to be moving on out into the Atlantic. And as that happens, that's when those winds will start to shift, and they're going to get a little stronger for us on Tuesday as a result. Now, in the meantime, we've got a frontal system moving across the country, and it is going to be bringing some wet weather from Texas all the way up through Arkansas and into the Ohio Valley region. But we're going to start to see some warmer weather beginning to move on in from that high pressure system, lifting it all the way across the south and moving it on up towards the north. So they're going to start to experience some warmer weather over the next couple of days as far north as the northeastern part of the nation. But the middle part of the country is going to be nasty once again with some snow and ice, and we're looking at just a little bit of rain across the southeastern part of the country. That's all dissipating, and we are looking at beautiful conditions right here across central Florida. Things are beautiful, and we're going to stay that way for the rest of tonight. So it's going to be a beautiful night. We've got a little bit of cloud cover coming on in, and then tomorrow another beautiful day on tap. After the fog lifts, we're going to be seeing lots of sunshine, but any kind of precipitation that we get is coming from the southeast and moving across the state. And you'll see that on Monday throughout the early part of the day, things are going to be nice and quiet for us. Boaters tomorrow will be looking at winds out of the east at 10 knots, patchy sea fog during the morning hours, and then another beautiful day with temperatures climbing up into the 80s and mostly clear tonight. 64 for tonight for the overnight low. And this is how things are going to break down for Monday, President's Day. We're looking at a temperature high of 85 degrees. We keep those temperatures in the mid 80s most of the week. Going to be breezy on Tuesday as those winds come in out of the southeast. They're going to be a little bit stronger on Tuesday. And then we get that muggy feeling throughout the week as the dew points go up. Our best chance for rain is now on Sunday with a 20% chance. Adam?
Now, sports.
Well, out at Ed Smith Stadium this weekend, two of the Orioles' top young stars, Manny Machado and Jonathan Schoop, are already getting familiar with playing a little closer together next season. Here's a look at your new middle infield, Orioles fans. Machado on the left, Schoop on the right, Manny moving back to shortstop, the position he played in high school instead of third base, which former Ray Tim Beckham will be taking over after finishing last season at short for Baltimore. Here's the duo on their expectations for the upcoming season.
It's going to be good, you know. Like we like each other, you know. We like to be around each other. So, you know, we're going to go work hard, you know, and play hard and trying to help each other out.
I'm just excited, and everybody else is excited to get back out there and, you know, get this ball rolling. We had a, you know, down year last year, and the people kind of reflected on it, and, you know, I think it'll motivate a lot of people in this clubhouse to come back this year and, you know, turn some heads.
The Orioles will have their first full squad practice tomorrow, 4 days before their first home game against the Rays on Friday. And on the other side of the state, the most famous minor league prospect in the MLB this year has reported to spring training. It's Tim Tebow, former Gator football legend, at Mets camp in Port St. Lucie, Florida, ready to continue working towards that dream of playing Major League Baseball. Tebow will be a part of the big league camp and is expected to see some game time over the next month. The Heisman Trophy winner posted a .226 batting average with 8 home runs and 52 RBIs last year between low and high A teams in the Mets organization. And NBA All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. The game is tonight, but the headliner, of course, is always the dunk contest. That's Utah Jazz rookie Donovan Mitchell with his first dunk, an alley-oop off of 2 hoops. And a cool moment here as Larry Nance Sr. feeds his son, Larry Nance Jr., on an alley-oop windmill dunk. Nance, of course, won the first dunk contest back in 1984. And there's Larry Nance Jr. with his final dunk of the night, a double alley-oop off the glass. It was a perfect score, but Donovan Mitchell got one more attempt, and he brought back a classic, a la Vince Carter from 2000, even rocking the Vince Carter jersey. And the rookie from Utah wins the dunk contest. We got more coming up here on ABC7. Stay with us.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best, all on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Mark Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View. It is the shopping trip many would like to avoid. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Going to the grocery store is just part of life, but the bag lady has made it more fun and more frugal. We'll get to meet her, and we'll take a tour of Italy without ever leaving the Suncoast with Italian culinary tours. Plus, Circus Sarasota brings an amazing hand balancing act, and the pastry chef from Ritz-Carlton is in the kitchen. Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Actress Emma Watson is donating more than $1.4 million to help sexual harassment victims. Watson, known for her roles in the Harry Potter films, is giving the money to the Justice and Equality Fund. It's part of a crowdfunding campaign started by women in the British entertainment industry in response to that #MeToo movement. More than 200 British stars signed an open letter calling for an end to sexual harassment at work. Women attending the BAFTA Awards in London on Sunday say they are wearing black to show solidarity with Hollywood's Time's Up movement. And unless you've been living under a rock this week, you can probably guess which film is top of the box office. Black Panther shattering records and bringing in an estimated $192 million in its debut weekend. That breaks the record for an opening in February, which had belonged to 2016's Deadpool, and that is quite the statement. It's also the second biggest opening for a Marvel Studios film behind 2012's The Avengers. Black Panther is Marvel's first film directed by an African American. Black Panther's draw could impact change in the industry by encouraging diversity in front of and behind the camera. And that is some rich superhero company that they're with, The Avengers and Deadpool. Those were huge movies.
And we were talking about it all weekend long, so everybody knew about it.
So clearly we know what's on the pulse of the nation.
I'll be right back.